welcome to T-Boys TV, back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 43. And there's a lot of things we got to discuss. Obviously, we haven't discussed the Huddersfield game yet, which obviously we'll be doing. Obviously, Ingram's gone back to Hull. Obviously, get more into what we want to say mainly on that in a bit. And then the retain list. And another thing I've just mentioned, thought in my head last minute as well, Elliot Lee, obviously his departure today from Luton. So, we'll have our thoughts said on that. But like always, I'm joined with my dad. You know what I'm saying? How are you, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good. All good. All good. But, we'll get into some comments before we start talking about the Huddersfield game. Big up Coach's Corner. He said this at 2:26, but pretty much when I scheduled this. He says, hi. Big up yourself, mate. And Lewis, obviously, I've done a stream with him earlier. Said, done yourselves proud this season. Absolutely. Obviously, the title is so proud of our town. To even be in the position we was in is just tremendous. But we will do like a season review thing at some point as well. The Hatter Show's back. Absolutely. We're going to try and do it weekly in the summer, even with, potentially we'll just do it with, news that goes in and around the club. Come on, Luton, says David. Big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself and big up British chap. He puts the Luton emojis. So, let's get into it. It's obviously Huddersfield. Obviously, you watched it, Dad. Of course. I mean, what Luton fan didn't watch this? You know what I mean? Obviously, I was there firsthand with British chap. Good to be next to him for a vlog as well. Obviously, we both do YouTube and vlogs and all that. But, we'll start off with the lineup. Obviously, Luton's biggest game in like 20 years. We said that. And, we'll get into the lineup. So, the lineup was Ingram in goal, Naismith, Bradley, Burke. And for once, Flash Scores have actually got it right on here. Do you know what I mean? Bell left wing back, Bree right wing back, Clark, Snodgrass, and Campbell were in the midfield. Not quite like how it says it on there, and then Hilton and Cornick were the two up top. What did you make when you saw that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, I thought it was probably half expected, apart from maybe Hilton. We wanted probably
Jerome.
Hoping that Adebayo was on the bench, and he was. But we'll get into that. It's the best we could have went with, isn't it? So 100%. Many injuries, and there was decent players on the pitch. They're all capable. And to be fair to Lansbury, he was actually stepping up a little bit in the final games of the season. So
yeah, he was. Yeah.
I thought it was. I was just surprised to Hilton starting up. I thought, geez.
Yeah, no, I was the same. I was the exact same. Obviously, brilliant servant and that, and obviously news has come out about him, which we'll get into. But yeah, I just thought it'd be Jerome. For the experience side of things, the way he performed in the first leg as well. I thought it'd be him, to be quite honest with you. But other than that, like you said, it was exactly how we expected it. So, but obviously moving into the first half, it's just so frustrating. We couldn't get a goal. The amount of good chances we had. You look at a Cornick one, where it was very powerful, straight at Nichols. There's a few other chances. Bree had a shot. There was one where it was a shot and then it came off Bell, but he couldn't really do much. His body weren't in the right position to be able to maybe take on the rebound. But what did you make of the first half?
Yeah, we're dominant. We was all over them. We wanted it. Even with the players that, the injuries we've got and stuff. It's just we should have scored at least one goal in the first half.
100%.
And again, they just put in the performance. I think they were just unlucky in the end, really. And if Adebayo had been fit, we'd have won that game. We'd already won the first game. You know what I'm saying? I think. So we're just unlucky, really. But we still perform well. We still look good.
Yeah, exactly.
But we should have been clear. And it, we sort of I could see the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? Chances we weren't putting away, or even like we was getting unlucky with and stuff. I just thought, nah, this ain't gonna be, you know. Exactly. You know, he played very well, considering, you know, certain players missing. I don't know, just what can you say, really?
Yeah, I know it's
We should have scored. You know, we
yeah,
were the team. That's it.
absolutely.
There was no. It's just one of them things. But I was
No,
pleased. Pleased with
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. Obviously, on the halftime review I did on my channel, I said, you know, we were exceptional. We just needed to end up with the goal. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they hit us on the break a few times. I remember that time that Ingram, great save that was. But when their players went in through our defence, I was like, oh my god, they're going to score, aren't they? What a save that was by Ingram. Obviously, he had a very good performance in this game. But yeah, it was I wouldn't say disappointing. It was just gutting more that we just couldn't score in that first half. But British chap, I think he summed it up, you know, pretty well here, to be honest. If we had to sum it up fairly quickly, he says first half masterclass, just missing the reward. And, you know, it literally was, you know, we were dictating the play. You just needed that end product. And unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But yeah, obviously going into the second half, you know, we knew it would be, well, I knew anyway, it would probably be different because most of the times we have played Huddersfield, bar that 0-0 draw at Luton. I can't really remember that one. But you look at the first leg, you look at a game at their ground, they tend to, you know, dictate more in the second half. And that, you know, we still had chances, but obviously that's where they did get the goal. Obviously they got one before that, but obviously it was offside or there was a foul, something like that, on the right side. And then unfortunately they get it literally in the same sort of position, but on the other side. And obviously they get a goal from it. Rhodes gets the goal, very well taken goal. It's just a very annoying free kick to give away. But we still had chances in the second half as well. You know, Cornick, very good. Well, I wouldn't say a very good save. It was a decent save. And then Bree, you know, maybe should have shot first time. You know, I think he tried to kick up, then shoot. He should have just shot first time. You know, we had chances. We had really good chances. Jerome header, you know, quite unlucky, to be honest. Great ball in, by the way, by Snodgrass. When he was going that far back, I was like, geez. That's mad, but it's just very, very unfortunate, really. And then obviously he made a couple of subs towards the end. Mendes Gomez come on for Burke, so obviously he went attacking. And then Adebayo come on in 90th minute, you know, couldn't do anything. I think he got like one touch of the ball anyway, and he looked like he's struggling to walk, to be quite honest with you. But what did you make of the second half, Dad?
Yeah, just a bit the same, but I just knew where it was going to end up going because we just didn't. They were getting more and more into the game, and they got that goal, innit? And we were done by then. But the problem is, it was so lax. So I think we probably were in the back of our minds thinking, do you know what, maybe extra time. You know, we'll see. You know, but they just hit. You know, obviously it was a silly free kick, whatever. But you get that every game, is what it is. Should have dealt with it. We didn't. Rhodes is a good player. I knew that as soon as he come on, I thought, you know what? Like, I think he's better than the striker that come off. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know, I'd rather have him in my team, definitely. But I just thought, that's not. You know, he's a good player. He got vital goals for him as well recently. And again, we didn't Mendes Gomez. You bringing him on now? Like, he's only played like 2.5 games the whole fucking season.
I was surprised with that change. I was very surprised with that.
Adebayo obviously weren't fit, so can't really say anything. It was just like if he got touch or whatever, he might have just, you know, just on there for his, just on there. You know what I mean? You know, ball comes to him, he could at least shoot. You know what I mean? It's desperate, basically.
He looked like he's struggling to walk to me.
Yeah.
from how I see it.
But we had no choice. We had no choice. But we still should have won. Like, it looks good. It still looks good. I'm still proud. It still looks good. No one smacked us up. We're not going
Yeah,
in the FA
exactly.
Cup. We're not going all the way to the FA Cup final and losing 6-0. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But hey, yeah, true though, true. Yeah.
you know, we look good, and injuries obviously have impeded us because there were certain players, if they were fit, we would have won that. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Players like Clark having a longer run in the team, he would have been more on fire, you know. And that's another thing that's not told. Although people have stepped up, sometimes you need that continuity. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know, that's what wins games and wins, you know, the promotion places and the top 4s, 5s, and 6s, the consistency. And we haven't been able to do that.
No.
We still finished 6th. It's parallels of other seasons.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You know, and they got that goal. And then from then, I knew we weren't going to bounce, but I knew we just didn't have enough on the pitch. I just knew, you know, we didn't give up, but I just knew that was it. That was it. And they're going to hold it out. You know, they're so well organised as well.
Do you think if they got that goal that didn't count, it would be similar to the game where we played them in the league, where we would, you know, potentially be more of a chance of getting back into it?
Maybe, but no.
Yes, it's one of those, you know, like Ollie says here, you know, like I've said in the title, so proud of our town, you know, to even be in the position we were in, sorry. You know, it's just exceptional. It really is. I believe we'll be back in and around there next season, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, obviously certain news has come out. Obviously, we'll get into it in a bit with players remaining, staying, and we're still early on. You know what I mean? So there's more to come. But yeah, you know, is there anything else you want to say about that second half before we get into, you know, despite us losing, I still think there is man of the match shouts. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it.
Fair enough. Moving on to man of the matches. Now, who would you go up with? I'm just trying to rewind my mind. I think Snodgrass was quality. You know, some of his leadership as well. You know, he showed his class yet again. Who else? Who else was? You know, there was. I think Ingram was brilliant. You know, the goal, we couldn't have done anything, in my opinion. You know, some of the saves he did, that double save as well that he made was brilliant. I think he done really well personally. But yeah, who would you go with man of the match?
Probably would go with, I don't know. So either Naismith or Snodgrass. Probably leaning towards more Snodgrass.
Yeah,
because
Naismith was good again. Yeah,
kind of, you know, he's hardly, you know, we brought him in January or whatever, and he ain't, you know, it took him a while to get fit. He ain't really been starting, and this is such a big game. And you know, he's got the right attitude. You know what I mean? Other big players like that we've had on loan, they wouldn't have been nowhere near. He just still delivers the quality. You know?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
He affected that game, and maybe certain players will look up to him and think, you know what, like, if I can even try and step up, because he's a quality player. You can see the difference. Like, try and be near him or whatever. Like, he needs to be around the place. But, you know, considering the injuries, we could have had better players on the pitch that would have made, you know, an effective difference. But it is what it is. Like, and I just feel like, you know, they were struggling a little bit with that little bit of extra, you know, the touches and the brilliance. They were doing everything, you know, working hard, you know, creating certain chances, but not that one chance that which we would have created if we'd have had Adebayo on the pitch. Even Pelly Ruddock, You know, he can change games with certain passes and things like that.
Yeah, a few people were saying that actually. Yeah.
Barry, the same. You know, I think midfield gets a bit static sometimes because it's not consistent. That's the most important area on the pitch for me. And like, if you've got players that will know, play with each other regularly, and know their triangles and their passing and their through balls and things like that, then you know what I mean. I get used to it. But we've had so many changes that just kind of scrambled it a bit. You've just got hard-working midfielders who'll just win the ball. But you need that extra bit of quality to, the Berry, Clark more, rather than like Campbell, Lansbury just defending, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough. I'm going to get into some comments. There's another thing I want to talk about on that game, actually, before we wrap up on that game. I know you're taking a piss, but everyone has that day off, you know what I mean? And it's always to Birmingham, unfortunately. It made sense that Nathan kept Adebayo's status ambiguous, I think is the word. Yeah. Kept Hudders guessing. We've got something to learn from now. Hopefully the transfer window brings in some depth to avoid the same again. I believe it will. Where do you stand on it, Dad?
I don't know at the moment. I mean, we're going to move on to that anyway. But if we can bring in some depth, yeah, definitely. But at the moment, players have got to leave. I mean, players that for me, they're not really depth. They're like last-minute.coms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's true, though. It's true.
So I'm quite, unless that happens, unless players go, we sell people. Players who are under contract want to leave still, or waiting for the better offer. Just because we haven't released them, it's because they're under contract. It doesn't mean that they're not looking to go or we're looking to move them on still. You don't know that. And I think that obviously is the case, to be honest with you. There's no way we're just going to get rid of one player and then bring, because there's a 25-man squad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, fair enough. Absolutely, that's going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. We're not moving like Barnsley. I'm seeing all these idiots. They're going to do it Barnsley next season. No chance.
put him in your mouth.
I think you're thinking of Campbell. We don't quite play like a DM, so I think you're thinking of Campbell. But yeah, he's a quality player if that is the case. But did you want to say something? Sorry, Dad. The flipping thing's lagging like hell. Like it's
no, I didn't. No, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh right. Sorry. What type of quiz? What are you going to do? Ask us Luton questions or something like that?
Well up for that. Go on, I'm up for
that. Burnley are down, yes. It's flipping internet, man. Don't know what is going on with my Wi-Fi at the moment. Hearing you are interested in bringing back Ingram alongside a few. However, we're going to try to tie him down due to our keeper situation and potential problem in getting back due to Chelsea. For me, I don't know. You have to see what happens with our keepers. To be honest, with their, I don't know. Luton quiz, past, present, everything about Luton. Well, if it's past, flipping internet. Dad will know quite a lot more than me, obviously. But do it. Yeah, might as well. You up for that, Dad?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Especially, do you know what? Season's over anyway, so we're gonna
be interesting to mix it up a bit. We've got to do them things anyway. So yeah, that's
exactly. I don't know. We'll answer that another time. You know what I mean? We'll get into the last bit I wanted to talk about regarding Huddersfield, obviously at full time. Now, for me, after seeing what's going on with the pitch invasions today, in recent days, they need to stop. They need to stop now. They're becoming out of hand, and it started from that game, really, that I can think of where it's got this bad. Obviously, James Bree getting hit round the back of the head is absolutely disgusting. You know, they're it's not all their fans. It's just a minority, but it's disgusting. It needs to be stopped now. You know, I said for when it comes to fan bases for the younger generation, they're one of the worst. You know, I said that even before that. You know, you see some of the stuff like when they're getting up in Mick Harford's face. It's absolutely disgusting. It really is. Like, it makes me feel sick. But you know, it just really infuriates me. And you see a lot of stuff. You know, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. You know, like today, the Villa goalkeeper getting attacked. It's absolutely disgusting. And they're sitting there trying to ask Gerrard questions about it. You know, it's just stupid. Gerrard just went, why don't you ask Pep and Man City? You know what I mean? They need to stop now. You look at the Vieira thing, he was in the right to do what he did. You know, but, you know, it needs to stop now, doesn't it? The Forest game as well. It's becoming a joke now, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't. Do you know what? Like, and a lot of it is, I don't know, younger people, obviously. I think it's got, you know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's got a lot to do with the current climate, you know, and things like that. Anyway, political and things like that. It's got reminds me of, like, you know, back in the day when there was loads of hooligans all fighting each other and stuff. Everyone was poor, do you know what I mean? But this time it's different. These are all social media, like, not, you know this, you know, like, they've had all this stuff on their phones, and that's all they're doing. They're coming there to, like, try and go, look at me, giving it to the Luton fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot to do with that as well. But it's only a matter of time before stuff's already happened. There's already, like, you know, 5-6 years ago, like, what annoys me is the Luton one was the first one, yeah, and there was footage of people slapping, you know, James Bree around the back of the head, whatever, even if it's physical content, whatever, like, it's just disrespectful. You shouldn't be able to come onto the pitch, and if you come onto the pitch, apparently the rule is that you get banned or the club gets fined or something like that. I think it's already there, but nothing was said about the Luton game. It was only the game after. Oh, they went a bit further. Now it's a problem. The police in there was shit. The stewards
they were useless. Flipping useless.
An 85-year-old man got smashed in the face with a coin.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah,
they're looking, and they waited 3 other games for this same instance to happen before they went, actually, like, we'll look into the Luton one now. Do you know what I mean? Like, Huddersfield, no apologies. Do you know what I mean? Like, just deal with it. Like, you have to apologise for it, even if it's a minority of fans. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only a few. It's only a few that ended up killing the goalkeeper.
It's only a few part of your you know, your thing. Do you know what I mean? It's
2 geezers run onto the pitch and kick the fucking shit out of such and such a player. Do you know what I mean? Like, where is it going to stop? It needs to be dealt with immediately. Otherwise, if it keeps continuing, the government will go, right, we'll put fences back up.
Yeah.
And all that, you know. And people are just going to make it worse. But it's just ridiculous. It's just some... Again, I'll go back to the social media. Like, it started off with the Huddersfield. There would have been people watching that going, yeah, do you know what? If that happened, if we beat Nottingham Forest tomorrow, if we lose or whatever, I'm going to run on the pitch and do this. And everyone's got to be better than the next person. You know, that stupid psychological crap that's going on at the moment. It's got to do with that. And the authorities are just reacting. Like, it's almost like it's an experiment to them. You know, why haven't you acted immediately? As soon as someone's got slapped on the pitch, what is it? Because it's Luton. If that happened in the Premier League, it'd be top tier news, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they're sitting there watching it. And when I saw the Vieira incident, I thought, fair play. Exactly what I'd have done. Like, he's not having it. You know, someone in his face going whatever he was saying to him, mocking him. You know, it shouldn't be on people's emotions. It's just the end of the game. He's a fiery character. What do you think he's going to do? Just take it. He tried to walk away and he thought, you know, I liked it because he walked away and then he thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm not having it. And he just turned around, tried to grab his phone and then couldn't. And the geezer was done out, you know? how embarrassing for you, mate. You trying to give it to someone like that, trying to make yourself, get a few more views on TikTok or whatever. It just annoys me, and it will go back to that where, the flares as well. They're dangerous. They can be dangerous. Do you know what I mean? They're not 100% safe, and things like that. I heard that all the Luton fans would get. Did you get searched? Patted down before you went in there?
Oh, that's happened a lot. I don't know why people moving like that's happened recently.
Right, okay, well, yeah, but then on the other side, how's the Huddersfield fans getting in with flares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how small they are. Maybe they're small. You can just conceal them up. Never thrown one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it was quite. It's a state of football. Luton fans, Luton as a club definitely get disrespected. It was easy, like they wanted to do it. You got to want to do it more. You could see that they wanted to do it to us. It wasn't like, oh, we're just doing it just to confuse. They hate, and women as well were doing it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, celebrate with your fans.
Exactly, and your players and that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it don't make sense. It's people are making it about them. They don't even care if you support the club, you wouldn't go to that level because you know that it puts the club down.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah,
it's a tag along. What it glory hunt. It's basically glory tag along. Look, if I do that, like back in the day, if you was from London and you had no ties to Liverpool, Man United, away, you go, oh yeah, I'm supporting them because I think they're the best team. They've got the most money. Fair enough. But everyone jumps on that bandwagon. Well, you support Luton, yeah, I'm living in Luton, same as you are, mate. Why supporting Man United? You ever been to Manchester? What, you ain't even been to Milton Keynes? Cunt. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And today, because of social media, it makes it worse. People, they're thinking, well, my team ain't that great. So what I'll do is I'll run on the pitch and like try and make them like more popular. You know what I'm saying? It's just a mentality thing. And that's what you get with the Hatters show. You get some deep explanations for things sometimes, but the government are letting it happen a little bit.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, as soon as you said about the Hatter show, British chap puts the popcorn. I mean, we just it can get a bit heated on here like we've seen before, and we can talk straight facts. You know what I mean? We keep it real over here. You know what I mean? We're not one of them. Oh yeah, we won't say this for certain reasons. We keep it real. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I suppose that's enough really said about that. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to go on about that overly long. I just wanted to mention a little bit about it. But yeah, next thing we're going to talk about, Ingram has returned to Hull. Obviously, a bit of outgoing news. One of the first outgoing news that we're going to talk about. Obviously, I'd just like to thank him really for his time at Luton. Obviously, the first game, a lot of people gave him, harsh criticism, in my opinion. Obviously, that was the game against Fulham. And then after that, I thought he was pretty good. Like I said, I gave him man of the match against Huddersfield in the second leg. First leg, he done all right. I thought, even I thought in the goal he could have done better. But looking back at it, I don't really blame him, to be honest. I don't really blame anyone, if I'm being honest on that. Reading, he done really well, coming out claiming the ball as well at times. So I'd just like to thank him, really. And obviously thank Hull City as well for letting us actually do that. Because obviously the goalkeeper problems we had. But yeah, Dad, anything you want to say on this?
Yeah, just like thanks for your efforts. Go and enjoy your honeymoon now. It was decent enough. Like the first game, yeah, he could have been anyone in there. It don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You could see he wanted. He wanted to make that effort. He was decent enough. Would you? I know it's hard, but you can't expect him to be like suddenly turn into a world-class keeper and save us. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But he was decent enough. You know, he looked comfortable. You know, he can play at this level. Good for him that he's got a 12-month contract. They probably looked at that and thought, yeah, do you know what? Like, you know, under pressure games, he done all right. You know, I've heard us being linked with him. I don't think that's going to happen. I think, again, that's just easy. Look at me. I've got the story. Well, you're just saying the obvious story. It ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have to pay a fee for him. I don't, you know, he obviously wasn't our first choice loan keeper. You know, if we're going to go down that route, you know, I just can't see him being, you know, on our top 3 list of goalkeepers. That's the way I see it. So, yeah, but good luck to him. I think he's a decent keeper. I think he'll probably start in Hull's first team next season. I think, you know, they'll probably do all right. I think they'll finish mid-table again or whatever. But I think we're looking at higher that. Sluga was higher quality than that. That's the quality we're looking at. That's the most money we spent on a keeper for a very, very long time. It's obviously a priority position that we're looking at. And you know, we're obviously going to sign a goalkeeper. And hopefully we'll be surprised. But I think you'll find he's probably on the level of what Sluga is or was.
Yeah.
Not better. So, yeah. But he done what he could for us. You know, we can say it weren't like Huddersfield battered us or anything, you know, and you could say, oh, he let in 3 goals and this, that, and the other. You know, he done what he could. So, yeah, good luck to him.
No, absolutely. British chap says, love it. Says nothing but facts. Says, big up, Darren.
No
problem.
I mean?
Obviously, Lewis, is a Hull fan. He says, with Ingram and starts will just depend on summer because we need to bring 1 or 2 in. But yeah, I think my opinion on it, I think he'll probably be like how him and, you know, the keeper were last year. If, you know, obviously if one of them goes, I think the other one will be rotated with the other one, or, you know, I think it'd be like that, you know, where they get games each, you know. That's how I think. But obviously, you know, we have to wait and see. But yeah, enough said about that. Next bit we're going to talk about is the retain list. We're going to talk a bit about the retain list. Obviously, I'm going to share the screen so you lot can see a bit of a better view on it. But yeah, so it's basically just the players that. Oh wait, that echo is so jarring. Oh no, it's all right now. Yeah, it's just like so who, you know, we're looking to try and extend and that sort of thing. So obviously we've exercised. Oh, sorry, the thing got in the way. Exercise options for Berry, and obviously Berry's come out today. And he will be staying at the club. So that's really good to see. Your thoughts on that, Dad? Just quickly.
Yeah, I think that's basically what that says there. That just means that we've got that option. It was in their contract that if we want to keep them, we will. And they can't get out of it, if that makes sense. Not like it's a bad thing, but that's how it is. So he was staying anyway, if that makes sense. It's not like necessarily that he signed that contract. It is what it is. Like they agreed to it. I think that's how that works. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, but I'm pleased with that anyway. You know, he didn't feature too much for us, but when he did feature for us, it was quality, fighting, like exactly
Brilliant.
what we need. He deserves, you know, like that's why we've done that on him. We thought, yeah, but he deserves it. Yeah. Otherwise, he would have been a free agent or whatever, or out of contract. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad, you know, we've done that with him. And
you were saying due to the, you know, lack of injuries he's had, it feels like a new signing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like he's proved he's got the quality for that level, and he's dangerous. Yeah. If he's fit for the, you know, available for most of the season, then that's great, you know, artillery that we carry there. He's one of them players. Like for me, like you got Naismith's kind of was not, you know, he was in the lower leagues and that, he was decent. Do you know what I mean? But as soon, when it comes to us, we've got a reputation of making players better. And Berry hasn't really had that opportunity, but you can see that he's good technically. He's good on the ball. He's like Campbell, but more like, I don't know. I'd say better than Campbell still at the moment, like more attacking wise. But yeah, and then you've got Eisted next, who they extended the contract with, probably because of how he played when he was called up. He's earned that.
Yeah.
So they've always said to him, look, at the moment, he's our number one keeper at this present time. And that obviously Shea's injured and stuff, but he is. And he probably deserved that. I thought he looked good. He'd probably be looking to push towards more number two role rather than being the third. Do you know what I mean? Like on the bench, basically, and he will be, because let's face it, Shea's out for a long time. Eisted's not going to start, I don't think, but he will be on the bench, and we'll see. Jerome, I'm a little bit surprised about that, to be honest, because what is he, 35? So he's going to be 36. I can't see him he's not starting. I just feel that I don't know what wages is on. I expect it to be reasonably high. I'm quite surprised we haven't gone out, because he ain't had a great season. He's come good in the last few games, but he still hasn't properly turned it around. Do you know what I'm saying? If he'd have scored that goal that would put us through, you know what I'm saying? Remember when he had that shot? Maybe I'm quite surprised at that. To be honest. And it ain't nothing against him. He has got quality, but he can't last 90 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? So what? I don't know. It's a bit weird for me, that I'm not going to lie. We'll see. The board normally knows what they're doing and that. Just find it a bit strange, to be honest with you. Kiosa, I can totally understand. When he's come, we know he's good anyway. When he's come on, he's looked decent. He wants to force his way into that first team. It'd be dumb not to give him extend that contract. With things like this, we don't know the proper ins and outs. We can exercise that option because it's in their contract. It doesn't necessarily mean that they actually want to. They're going to still want things. Unless they agreed, whatever, next season, if I only start 10 games, I don't know. I just think there's be more to it than that. If someone come in and went, I want to buy Kioso for £3 million, surely that might change things. Do you know what I'm saying? But we can move on to the ones that were out of contract that we're talking to.
Let's do that.
We'll start with Danny Hilton.
So, Sorry, my internet's been so dead. I don't know what it is doing. It was completely fine earlier. No one's even at my house, so I don't know why it's lagging like this. But sorry.
So Danny Hilton is out of contract. But we want to extend it, probably for a year. Again, that's another one I'm questioning him, because he's been a good servant. He can flick the ball forward and that, but is he the answer? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. For me,
I totally agree. I was very surprised.
He's a good servant of the club and that, but I think you're taking up these spaces to improve the squad, because he's not gonna. It's just going to keep the squad. They're always talking about that, but for me, he's keeping it at the same level. Jerome and Hilton are keeping it at the same level. That sounds harsh. Do you know what I mean? Maybe even making it worse for next season, because they're getting a year older. What, they're going to both be up front, are they? Going to win the league. I just think that they're good. They can, they could come in off the bench. They could be good on their day, but they're not going to push you up that, promotion ladder, in my opinion. So I'm just quite surprised about it. Naismith's a fucking, obvious one. You'd be looking to tie him down straight away. Yeah. Player of the season for me. Already said it out here now. Totally deserves it. And you want to be keeping him. You want to be keeping a player like that. Snodgrass, again, another obvious. He's already showed his quality, and he could be a pivotal signing, because he still looks fit as well, doesn't he? He still looks like he's got another 2 seasons in him at a very good level.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
when he first joined? He had to get back in the swing of things, and then after that, he was all right.
So, what are your thoughts on?
But yeah, Danny Hilton. Oh, my flipping internet, man, so annoying. But yeah, Danny Hilton. I was very surprised about that one, if I'm being totally honest. Like you said, he's been a very good servant. But I agree with you. I don't want to sound harsh on him or disrespectful, but you'd think he's like taking up potential places for next season, like you said. That might sound disrespectful, but I don't mean it like that. And then obviously Naismith, as expected. Like you say, he's been quality. I was surprised his contract actually potentially was going to go out this. I forgot that it was this summer. So yeah, let's try and tie that up straight away. Do you know what I mean? And then Snodgrass, yeah, I'm very happy about that. The experience that he's got, the quality. If he carries on this way, I could see him having the armband in a few games next season. I'm not saying become the overall captain, but just for certain games. And then as for the other ones, obviously Luke Berry, obviously he's extended, that's sorted out, so that's always good. Very good attacking player. At first, like I've said, I didn't think he was championship quality, but he's proved me wrong. Games where he's come in clutch and scored some vital goals. Blackburn away. I think when we beat Preston heavily at home, he scored quite a few. It's been games. The list goes on. I don't really need to name it too much. Or name them, sorry. Eisted, like a backup sort of thing. The performances he's had, he's probably deserved it. Let's be honest now. He's been at the club for years as well. Jerome, now I understand why you're surprised. I wasn't actually surprised, but I do understand what you're saying. I always had a feeling. The thing with him, I feel it might, I don't know, it sort of feels to me like it should be like a James Milner with Liverpool type thing, where he should still be in and around the club. I'm just not sure. Like he's still got it. Like he's still a good player in that, but like you said, he's aging on more and more, and it's just one of them where I'm sitting there and I'm going, similar with Hilton with the spaces thing. It's just I'm sitting there and I'm going, but like you said, the board most of the time gets it right. Obviously, if it isn't right, they eventually get it dealt with. So we'll just have to wait and see really with that one. And then Kioso, he's been very good backup when he's come back from MK Dons. There's been games where he's even had to start, and he's done a really good job most of the time. So yeah, overall I'm happy with him. It's just maybe I wouldn't say I'm not happy with the Jerome and Hilton. I'm just a little bit more confused, to be honest. More the Hilton one, and like I said, that's no disrespect to them. That's just for our players that we might want to bring in, where are they really going to get their chance? Like, look at Mendes Gomez, where has he really overly got a chance this season as it is? Do you know what I mean? Like with others, potentially coming in, where could they get their chance? I'm not really too sure in that aspect. But that's all I really got to say about that. And So yeah, is there anything else you want to say about it though?
Not that bit. Going to certain players returned. Dion Piera. He had a good season.
Yeah, it's good to see.
He's a decent player. I'd like to see him start more. We need to change our formation because otherwise players like Dion, Mendes, Gomez, you know, and that they're not going to start because they play in a different position. You know what I'm saying? We need to go back to the diamond maybe. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point of having? You might as well just let them move on. If that's the case. Again, that's what I'm worried about. You know, don't have these quality players and then just not play it. Right? What's that about? Glenn Ray's returned anyway, right?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily know his contract situation, but if he's under contract, we might say to him that I don't think he's going to play for Luton again. I think he'll go.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's another space. So we've got, Elliot Lee was always going to go. He just got found out, I feel, at that level. And no disrespect to him either, because I remember when we were in League One or when we had him on loan, he was decent. He was better than most of the players we had then. Some of the players we had then, he made a difference, and he is a decent player. But I think just that step, same as Hilton for me, same as Potts for me, But we still got them players. He was out on loan. He was, he probably didn't want to come back anyway because he's not going to go. Well, you can see him. Is he going to go up front? Him and Hilton up front. So it's obviously he was going to go. So there's two spaces there. And there's been a few youngsters, but we can't really talk about that much. A couple, that were meant to be quite decent have left, but obviously they're looking to improve. Just want to mention that about the new application for a training upgrade. I think we're trying to get a gymnasium, not a domed area. That'll probably go through. So obviously we've paid money for that out of where we've finished, etc. And that's good for us going forward. We've signed a young player. Can't remember his surname. Who did I say? Newport Pagnell.
Yeah, that was it.
He come out today and said that he signed for us, and I don't know if it's been officially confirmed, but he's a youngster that'll probably go straight into our youth setup, so he won't be included in the 25-man squad. But it's good to see that we're looking out at these younger talented players and getting them into the academy, because obviously that's what all the big teams do, and we need to start doing that. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't know anything about the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless we can go look at, obviously he's done well for us to be looking at him, but it's one of them. I expect players that are under contract to still be potentially wanting to leave, depending on what the manager wants. If Nathan Jones goes to Henry Lansbury, look, you're not going to start for, we're looking to get someone more dynamic or whatever, then they're going to go. So that they're looking out for stuff like that as well, I believe. I think that there could be a slight chance that Adebayo could go if the offer's right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And a couple of other players maybe, because we will sign players, but I do think there'll be outgoings that we haven't even sort of mentioned yet. And that that happened last season. Pearson, we tried to keep him.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Collins was out of contract or not, but there will be more players leaving, 100%.
Yeah.
It could even be that Mendes Gomez goes because he says to Nathan Jones, I know. But the thing is, certain things have come out in the media, haven't they? Like Adebayo said, we was unlucky. So them kind of things point towards, well, he ain't going to go anywhere. And then Mendes goes. Yeah,
he said something to do next season as well.
Yeah. So the players that haven't said anything, so that could potentially be Musquay.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't know. Like they could have said to him that if an offer comes in, we're looking to get rid of you. They can't just release him because he's under contract. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
All,
Yeah,
all them negotiations are going on, but we don't know about them. The only things we know about is they have to do that by, according to the FA, they have to set out a list. And a lot of people would look at this like we are now, going, no, Luton ain't got no chance. They're definitely going to do a Barnsley. What, they're still keeping Hilton, Jerome, da da da. But I think there'll be more to it than that. Who says, like, if we go to Danny Hilton, we're going to give you one game a season and be like, piss off. Oxford have offered me 46 games a season and more money. It could be that. It depends what they want as well. But I still wouldn't be surprised to see Hilton go, to be honest.
yeah.
So we've offered it to him. Doesn't mean he's going to stay. Depends what we've offered to him. Naismith, I expect to stay, and Snodgrass, I think so.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm the same.
So there will be more, stuff going on with it. This isn't it, obviously, is it? What we're going with next season, basically the same squad. We'll just sign a keeper. That's it. It's not going to be like that, So it'd be interesting to see who actually does go, because I think there might be one or two surprises in there as well. Personally,
Yeah.
But then it's up to us to replace them, and I think we will. So let's see.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Don says, "Hello." This guy, man, spent 2 hours messaging players telling them to join Luton, whose contracts are up in the summer, and I got a response. Who responded to you, and what did they say? This guy, man. But yeah, so that's it about the retained list. And then another bit we want to talk about. We briefly touched on it. Let me just stop sharing the screen. The last bit we're going to talk about of today's episode, Elliot Lee has obviously left Luton, and the first thing we're going to talk about is thing that he come out and said. But yeah, it's nice message. You know what I mean? It says from join. What's that? Sorry. What was that bloody? Oh, that was the echo. The bloody echo. It says from joining Luton on loan as a teenager to coming back and signing permanently, achieving back-to-back promotions, breaking records with the team, a last-day survival, and an amazing rise through the EFL. It's been a worldwide journey. Although I have been on loan for the last 18 months, I'm very proud to have been a part of this special group of staff and players who have achieved so much together. And he says, thank you and good luck to everyone at Luton. So, and obviously putting the emojis at the end. And yeah, you briefly touched on it. Obviously, we both had a feeling that it was just going to be a matter of time before he left. But what a player, what a player he was, especially helping us. One of the many players that helped us in this climb up to where we are now. Obviously, we won the league, back-to-back promotions and everything like that. But it's one of them, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it was decent enough, but I just don't. He's got the ability, but I just don't. Sometimes you need that mentality as well. And I don't know if do you know what I mean? It's a difficult one, because I think he's on that cusp, and he needs to be in championship quality level. Because he's clearly probably very good at League One level, as we've seen. But it's just that gap in between. When sometimes it could be anything, I don't know what it is, that you can't just make that step up. And that just seems to be what it is. And we've looked at him, and he's still young enough to change that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was half decent for us. You know what I mean? He was quite reliable. He did change games. He was decent around the place and that. But someone had told me that his brother playing for us as well, Ollie Lee.
Yeah.
I think maybe him leaving might have affected him a little bit. I don't know. Maybe he didn't feel part of the group. Do you know what I'm saying? I think there's a little bit more to it than that. But I wish the best to him. I think he's still quite a decent player, and I wouldn't be surprised if he played against us, that he'd score against us, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was always going to happen. Obviously, being out on loan for that long, he's obviously not wanted by. You know what I'm saying? Not being recalled and things like that. And like I said, Glenn Ray's on at that level as well. He'll definitely be on. I think, unfortunately for him as well, he's had a couple serious injuries now. Like, although the most recent one was at Wigan, like, he's still our player. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think. I think that they'll say, look, you're just going to be injured for however long it is. You know, he's not going to get back in that squad. I don't think. So
No.
I think he'll end up going out. Someone will come in for him in January. Because don't forget, in January as well, there'll be certain players, and then you'll see more who's not starting, who's definitely being left out of the squad, and da. So you know that what's going on, that they're looking to move in January or whatever. Like, players we can't get rid of, but there will be more changes than that. Like, we need, if we're going to go for promotion, which is what they're talking about, you've got to add quality to the team. He's already said the next day after the Blackpool defeat, we signed Berry, da. Like, we haven't done that. We haven't signed anyone yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting people we've already got, but he's insinuating like we signed these players that we knew would make a difference, and they did. Shinnie, Berry, Collins, they did make a difference. So that's what, if and then for them to go, oh yeah, we've offered Cameron Jerome, and we want to keep Hilton. It's like it kind of contradicts that comment, and that's what we'll say about it. But I expect him to do the business, but I just think the timing of it just a bit doesn't look good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Don says some Kamara from Reading, some 19-year-old who's rejected a contract and played for Guinea. I think played like 15 games in Champions this season, got 3 assists. He just said, haha, maybe, bro. Fair enough. And then this is what Don's got to say about Elliot Lee. Says, had champ quality, just not consistent. Got Charlton mates who said first half of the season he was great, then was shite. I remember 9 games out of lockdown, he was classed.
Yeah, that's what he seems to do. Yeah, it's that consistency. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But that's he's still done all right for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Don says, reckon next 2 weeks, a lot of rumours will start circling around. Absolutely. Think Jerome can play games. Hilton, not so sure, but I don't know. Yes, it's one of them. It's one of them, isn't it? Really. Obviously, we said our main thoughts earlier. But, I'd just like to read what Luton put on their thing as well. So, obviously, 7 years, 30 goals, 124 games, and back-to-back promotions. And then they say, thank you for your huge contribution to our rise up the EFL, to Elliot Lee. So, wish him all the luck, wish him all the best, and all of that. And, he was a massive part of this rise to the EFL, like Luton have said there, to where we are now. But like I said, for me, it was just a matter of time before it was actually going to happen. Any last little bits you want to say on this?
No, that's it, mate.
Fair enough. Anything you want to say in general about anything at all before we wrap up?
Nah, just see what happens, and let's see what happens next season. See what happens with the signings. Still think it's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to, chatting with no pressure now. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be good. It'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. We'll still try and do this weekly. Like I said, we'll do transfer news. Obviously, Coach's Corner said he's going to do a little quiz for us next week, so that's going to be interesting. Or whenever the next one is. Hopefully, it will be next week. And you know what we'll do? You know what we'll do as well, actually, Dad? Let's do a quick prediction. Unfortunately, we're not there or going there, but let's do a quick prediction to the playoff final. Huddersfield taking on Nottingham Forest. How do you see it going?
I just think Nottingham Forest are going to switch on the style. I just think they have got that better quality. I think Huddersfield is a step too far for them. Full respect for them and that, but we should have beat them. We would probably give Forest a better game. I'm not, we'll see, but I reckon Forest do 3-0.
Fair enough. 3-0, did you say?
Yeah, I think they're going to turn it on. I think they're going to turn it on.
No, yeah, I'll be real.
Good luck to Huddersfield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though we lost them, and obviously I was gutted in that, I still want them to win it. I'll stick with what I said before that. Whoever don't win out of us two, I want the other team to win it. But yeah, I think Forest will beat them as well. I just think it's going to be. I think it's going to be tight. I don't know why. I just got a feeling, but I can see Forest doing it over 90 minutes. I could see 2-1 Nottingham Forest. That's what I reckon, and we'll probably do a little. Well, won't review it because obviously it's not our teams, but we'll probably say a little bit about it when we do the next Hatters show. But like I said, we'll try and do it weekly. Talk about transfer news and stuff around the club and that. Keep it going and all of that. And so Don's come in with a question. He says, "Here is a question: would you want Ingram back? Personally, for me, I wouldn't. Was quite shaky in my opinion. Would like Cooper from Plymouth. He looks class, or maybe a different option, Woodman from Newcastle. Yeah, Woodman's good as well, as well as Cooper. I don't really. The thing is with me, I didn't think he was too bad at Luton. To be honest, like the first game, we discussed it earlier. Too harsh in my opinion. Some of the clinical finishes it was, and it weren't like he was the only bad player that day. Do you know what I mean? I think Reading, he was good claiming it. He didn't have an awful lot to do, but when he did have to do stuff, done all right. I think the other day, in my opinion, he was the man of the match. Some of the saves he done, that double save, that save in the first half. So I don't think he was overall bad. Cooper from Plymouth, I've seen a bit of him. He is very good. A Woodman from Newcastle as well. I've seen bits of him. And that's the thing about Newcastle. They've got a lot of good goalkeepers as it is, So I can definitely see one of them going. They want to get first team football. But I probably wouldn't take him back, if I'm being honest. And, that's not because I don't think he's good. I just think it all depends what's going to go on with the goalkeeper situation. But where do you stand on it, Dad?
Yeah, probably wouldn't. Yeah, I said it earlier. I can't see him us being in for him. We'll just have to see. There's good goalkeepers out there, but they probably, we'll probably sign someone that, people haven't not necessarily heard of, but it'd be a surprise. It won't be like the obvious ones.
Yeah,
it's someone that we,
absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Don reckons 2-0. That's not a bad shout. I didn't think he was bad. Just distribution and playing from the back reminded me of Sluga. There was one time. I'd see what you mean. Is when I think it's Naismith passed it to him. Was it Reading? I think it might have been Reading, and then he played it back, and he, it weren't a great pass back to him. I don't know why he did pass it back, but I don't want to slate him too much because another thing you got to look at is me and my dad said it before. His heart's not going to fully be at Luton, even though he's there on emergency loan. So that's how I look at it as well. To be honest, but I totally agree. There's better options, and like we said, we believe we'll do that. You never know of us. Sometimes we come out of nowhere like an RKO with signings. Do you know what I mean? So have to wait and see. Don says, if you could make 3 to 5 realistic signings, who would you bring in? Go on, Dad. I'll let you start on this one.
Give me 1 second. I've got to grab the door.
All right, no worries.
You start.
Realistic signings. If his injuries still weren't as bad as it seems to be, I'd love to get Jed Steer back. I think that's a real possibility because I can't see him starting for Villa anytime soon. Even without the injury. And he didn't get to quite showcase what he wanted to. He come into the club, said about the ambition, and said some really positive things. Things you want to hear. And obviously he didn't get to finish what he started basically. So I think that's one. Hopefully tie down Snodgrass. Obviously there's talks going on with that, so that's two. And I'm not too sure of another one. I don't know about another one. Not really too sure. I'm not actually really too sure. I'll see when my dad comes back. But yeah, they're two I definitely would go with. Dons to finish top two. For me, it depends what happens with their players. Will Boyle to Huddersfield. Fair enough. Always seem to parry everything. Yeah, I see what you mean with that aspect. Jed Steer is a really good goalkeeper, to be honest. Loved him at Huddersfield. Yeah, he is good. Yeah, exactly. So two of them I've said, Dad.
Yeah.
It's flipping lag again. So I've said Snodgrass to tie his down and Jed Steer. Yeah. I can't think of another one. It's difficult.
Well, regardless, Jed Steer looked decent, but regardless of that, a decent keeper of someone of his ability, the better ability, which, like I said before, we would definitely be looking at. I feel we need
just quickly. I said he didn't get to showcase what he wanted to, and the ambition and that when he was coming in, he didn't get to finish it, did he? Unfortunately.
Nah. So we'll see with that potentially, but a striker, we need a better backup. We do.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest.
But it is difficult because it makes that awkwardness. We've signed Jerome Hilton. We're trying to sign Hilton. We've still got Musgrave.
Just quickly, Dad. I'll be back in a second.
We've just got Musgrave. Cornick. We need that little bit of improvement. And you need space in the squad. So I'd definitely be looking to sign a striker. I'm not sure who. You can't really just go on. It's easy to go on like the top striker in League One, League Two, or whatever. But sometimes you look at their ages and stuff, and you recognise the player. You know that they've just been scoring the goals at that level. They've never really stepped up before. We need that extra part where we can get a striker to step up and make that difference, which Adebayo was doing all right at, definitely, but then it took its toll on him. We need someone with a bit more experience, a bit more nous, who's been there. That just says Jerome, really, but for me, Jerome is not someone that can play the full match. We need someone, who's still got a bit in him. Like, who's it? Kiefer Moore. Someone like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Charlie Austin, even. I know people don't like him and that, but if he signed for you...
You can't deny his quality, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what we need. Someone who's got that little extra bit. Like, I don't feel Jerome's got that. I don't. Not as much, He's sort of hold-up player, and that's quite decent. But he ain't got it in there getting in the box and that anymore, and making them clinical strikes. So yeah, definitely a striker. We definitely need an experienced striker, like who can still play at the level, provide that quite similar to Snodgrass, but in the striking area. That's what we need. And then I'd be happy with our forwards: Adebayo, Cornick, Jerome, and Hilton as backups, as well as someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Musgrave needs to be given more of a chance. Let's see. Maybe it's a part of that. They're like, well, Musgrave's going ahead of you guys. We'll see. You just don't know. And then defence, I think we're pretty much sorted. I'd probably like to see another left back or a left winger.
Yeah, I'd agree on that.
Bell, he's a good player and I like him and that. But if he gets injured and that, we ain't got nothing there. And I don't think Potts is on that level. And he's not. He's a different type of player to Bell. We need someone who can come and straight replace Bell. like James Justin, that's the way he sort of plays for us. Not as good, but decent enough. He's very similar. We need someone back up on that level, and maybe again another midfielder, like someone better than, attacking wise than Lansbury, Ruddock. Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone. I know we've got Clark, but still need like he's more wing play. We need someone in the centre who could just bomb forward consistent. Scott Twine was talked about before. I'd like to see us go for him.
Yeah, Lewis said that earlier. Yeah,
exactly.
Scott Twine,
Exactly. Said it on cue. Yeah, on cue. Yeah, Scott Twine definitely. And who knows? Like Kioso might. We've got him still, but he might. If Milton Keynes come in and go, look, we're going to play regular football. We're going to go for the champion. We're going to try and win League One this season. We want you to be there. Da, da, da. And we go, all right, we'll give you Kioso if you give us Scott Twine or fucking some money and whatever. I don't know. But we were looking at him and he's played brilliant this season. So what's going to stop us looking at him now?
Yeah.
That's right. We've got Lansbury, man. We've got Lansbury. We don't need to worry about that. You know what I mean? The amount of injuries we had, we need to be doing that. And looking at the players as well, like if they consistently get injured, then, they're not hacking it at that level. It's too much for them. So I think we're playing a bit of a dangerous game. I know it's very early stages, but sometimes you got to know. I know we got that togetherness and that, and we're going to be resilient on that. But sometimes you think, don't be too cocky with it. Go, nah, that's all right, man. We'll still get promoted with Danny Hilton and Jerome up front. Mate. Watch. You know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds a bit silly, but it's true. Like, don't, I'm quite surprised a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Jerome, I understand what you're saying. That one, I'm not really surprised. Hilton, definitely. I don't know, I had a feeling Jerome would get one. I just had a feeling. But I understand your point, so I do.
But we signed Musgrave,
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
He's behind the pecking order of Hilton now. Like he's going to be like, I'm 23, mate. I want to be gone. Maybe he has said that, which would be disappointing because I do think he's a good player and it's going to come back to bite us on the fucking arse, mate. I'm telling you, if we don't keep it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I expect us to keep Adebayo unless someone comes in for like 10 million. Because I don't think we just thought, yeah, he might go. But it's all right, we've got Hilton. Hilton will get as much goals as no chance. Nowhere near.
No.
He's not on that level. He's a good player, but he's not on that level. You can see the quality that he brings us. We definitely need more of that. Scott Twine. Maybe even that. Was it Elliot Anderson? He was trying to loan before, saying it fell through because I think he got injured. Then he went on loan to Bristol Rovers, saying he smashed the shit out of it. I think he's out of contract at Newcastle. We was interested in him. Like, I think we tried to do a loan to buy or something, and they weren't having it. It was something that was disagreed. It was like, nah. Surely. Then it's not. They've played well this season, both of them players. So I'd think we'd still both be interested. In both of them, should I say?
Yeah.
But who knows?
Absolutely. I feel so bad for Jed and pretty much half of our other team. Injuries were absolutely ridiculous this season. Yeah, it is what it is. Right. Bloody comments just disappeared. Big up everyone, of course. For me, even though the chance is unlikely, would try with Twine. Would try get that right back from Forest Green. He's up 22 and got 15 assists and contract is out. He looks decent. You see much about this guy, Dad?
No, I don't think so. But obviously, 15 assists, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was reading it. Yeah.
But unless he could play at left back, I don't really see the point because we've got potentially Kyoso, still.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Three ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless one of them's going somewhere, then yeah, it might be a good idea. But I'm quite surprised that they haven't offered him a new contract in that case. And I think other clubs might get, paying more wages and snippers. So we're still going to face them issues, even though we've got more money than normal. We still ain't going to be paying stupid. We're still going to have it at a certain limit. And we've planned that out, and that's the way it's going to work. Don't matter who you are. You know what I mean? Obviously, another reason was Snodgrass must have definitely took a pay cut to come to us. Must have. How much do you reckon he was on his last club? Was it West Ham?
His last club was like West Brom, wasn't it?
West Brom was saying, yeah, but he would have been on like at least 20 or 30. Do you know what I mean? He would have been good money. Yeah. Double the wages, triple the wages of some of our players. He must have took a wage cut. But then that's the attitude you get in because he's got a lot of money. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Some players might come in and go, or actually, like there's a rumour going around that Bale might go back to Cardiff. You think they're going to pay him $600,000 a week? No, they'll probably pay him $20,000 a week. He's already a millionaire. Sometimes you've got to do that. You have to do that, otherwise you'll get to a certain point in your career. You're on £1 million a week, let's say, the way it's going, and no one else is going to pay that. So you can only go like 2 teams or something, the richest clubs in the world, Man City or fucking Real Madrid. That's it. No one else can afford your wages, mate. Right? You're gonna have to take a pay. It's ridiculous. It should be capped.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Just go put my laptop on charge real quick because I don't know, but it's been quite annoying my Wi-Fi on this stream. I'm not gonna lie. To find it difficult to listen because it just keeps lagging every 5 seconds. But yeah. Don says would go into lower leagues, would maybe dip into Europe as well. Yeah. Where do you stand on that, Dad? Would you have a look at Europe as well?
Yeah, I think we started that off with Sluga, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Signing, so I'd expect them potentially to look there again. I think sometimes you've got to do that. A lot of teams do that, and if you want to compete, you can't. You can recruit well in England, but sometimes if there's a better player and you can get them cheaper, and you know what I'm saying, they've got that ambition and they're like, you know what I'm saying, like you might as well just go for it, innit? Got to expand it. It just costs more money, obviously, to scout and stuff, and obviously they ain't been something that we was used to be doing necessarily.
Yeah.
So yeah, carry on with that. But
Absolutely.
they've got to be up to a certain level. That's it. You've got to be clever with it. That's the only thing, because the leagues in England are much more competitive to Europe. So you've got to make sure they don't just look good, not a circus or whatever, you know what I mean? Like passing it around slowly, you've got to be able to take a tackle, like have that grit.
Exactly.
You grab something special. So it's harder, but if you can get it cheaper and you can look for, there's more teams in Europe than there is in England. So do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Don also says, would get a new left back. To be fair, this is going back to when you talked about a left back situation earlier. In my opinion, we'd try to get rid of Potts in the summer. Someone I don't see getting in our team and would want first team footy. Yeah, I totally agree with that. To be fair, in certain games, there was games he come in. I honestly thought, I've said it before, I thought after Middlesbrough, he was never going to play again. Because he just weren't good in that first half. He's all over the place. He got a card and it just weren't good. But there were certain games he come in and done the job, to be fair. but yeah, I can't see him. You know, I can't see it now. And you're the same on it, aren't you, Dad?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think his time's up. It's not just that. As I said earlier, the position. If we at the moment the formation we're playing, he doesn't really suit that. He's a left back. We bang him in defence. You know what I mean? We don't really need any more central. We're covered in that area big time now. As long as everyone stays fit as well. Even we've got Osho can play in that position. We've got good strong players. Like he's not gonna be a mainstayer, is he?
No.
You know. So, and like I said, we need someone like Bell. Someone's similar runs for, because that's a lot of teams play that way in the Championship, don't they? They have the fast wing backs and
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like Jed Spence and all them. You know, that's the type of player we need to be looking at. That's what we started off with League One when we had Stacey, Justin, tearing teams apart playing like that. And I think we need to go back to that. And Potts is just more like chilling at the back, you know. He's good at that, but it's not the way we're playing now. And, he's not at that level.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Don also says, think we need some more squad depth. Squad ain't massive, to be fair. This season proved it, like 2021. We got lucky with barely any injuries. Need some more heads, though. Personally, need some younger legs. Absolutely. I agree with that, to be honest. And are you the same on that, Dad? Obviously,
Yeah,
I know you like squad depth, but the younger legs, I know in a way you sort of are, I guess, because, like some Musquay and that.
exactly. They're there. This is what I'm surprised that we've still kept on Jerome and Hilton, because they're older. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need younger players to come through. Like we've got them. Musquay, Mendes Gomez, Fred, Adiba, but they need to be given chances. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get that.
No, it is a weird one.
We do need, but how are we going to get it? Everyone's got to be surprised that we're still keeping Jerome and Hilton, especially Hilton. Seriously.
Hilton, yeah, I'm a lot more surprised.
I don't. And the older you get, the more prone to injuries you are.
Sorry?
The older you get, the more prone to injuries you get. We do need younger players, some more younger players. I know we got Thorpe and that, but we'll play them then.
Mm.
Otherwise, what's the point? They're not going to develop. I don't know. Obviously, we're not them. But for me, that step needs to be taken, and I think that possibly why they've not. We are a little bit surprised because they're thinking, well, hold on, we've still got Musquay, we've still got Mendes Gomez, we've still got Elliot Thorpe, we've still got these Osho, we've still got Berry's come back, we've still got decent players, and they've got to be right for the club. And I guess the players that are in here already, they're right for the club.
Yeah.
But like I said before, there'll be certain players that will be leaving that you'll be like, okay, well, you might not even expect it either. So
Yeah, absolutely. Wolf says, Sue says, what's good, lads? Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Hope you're well. You know what I mean? And then obviously United fan, they got Europa League. Woohoo! Oh dear. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for that. It's an absolute madness what's going on. Big up everyone that's subscribed before and recently. The channel's doing craziness at the moment, and I appreciate that. Big up Manny Bird. He says, yes, lads. And then Don also says, would maybe try to get that Kimura. I think that's maybe how you say it. Probably not. From Huddersfield, quite fast. Only 23. He's a striker. Only got 4 goals this season, but plays on wing as well. Potentially. I haven't seen too much of him, so I can't really judge.
He's a good player, mate. He always scores against Luton. I think He's quite decent.
Yeah. Well, let's grab him then. You know what I mean? So he can't be doing that again.
Well, no, like I think he is pretty decent.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I can't see them.
Don also said Erdy's not great, to be fair. We said the same about Pearson. I remember laughing when he left, came back to bite us. I reckon we could make him into something. Yeah. I don't see no reason why we can't, to be honest. This is about Potts. I totally agree with this. I thought he was good, to be fair, when he came in. Only comes in when players get injured, though, which is true, we have to admit. Not exactly a tall centre-back as well, so tough against big centre-backs.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. I remember when we went the whole away, and on the vlog, we was nervy of the defence, and the only reason we was is because how tall they were compared to the likes of Eves and that. And I think Potts was actually starting that game, if I'm correct. So, there you go. Don says Glenn Ray is someone I'd get rid of as well. Bit like Lee is inconsistent. Yeah, we said that earlier. Didn't we, Dad?
Yeah, same level. Just can't play on that level.
Yeah, and Archie, big up yourself. He says Potts needs to go. Yeah, it's got to that stage now, hasn't it? Really. And then Don, obviously, saying a bit of what we said earlier as well. He says, well, to be fair, Hilton hasn't signed yet. Luckily, it's up to his choice. Depends if he will pick bench or first team footy. I would drop down if I were him and go to League One. Yeah, be interesting. Be interesting to see what he does. But out of the ones that we have given the chance to extend, we've said it most of this now. We are very surprised. Sure, a lot of other Luton fans are the same. But that is everything. So yeah, obviously it's been a bit of a longer Hatters show than usual. But yeah, big up everyone that's tuned in, like always, much appreciated. And like I said, we're going to try and do these weekly as well. Obviously for the next one, I'll schedule it and let you lot know nearer the time. But Dad, you do music, where can I find it?
That's it, the Mixcloud for your jungle drum and bass needs. Check it out.
There you go.
Might be a special one coming in a couple of weeks, maybe.
There you go.
One of my DJs who I know, drum and bass DJ, I might get him to put a mix on there for me.
There you go. But that is the end of the stream. Sorry if my side has been lagging. I don't know what's been going on with the internet. It weren't like this on the stream earlier. But don't forget to smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. It'd be much appreciated. Share the channel. Turn notification bell on so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream as well. Content on my channel, I'm not too sure. I might try and get a video out tomorrow or stream. Not too sure what about yet, but I've got a few ideas, but I'll let you lot know. And I think I'm going on Perry Sports channel now to discuss the Luton Huddersfield game, the other leg, and previewing the final type of thing on the championship show. So if you could come onto that as well, that'd be much appreciated. And if you want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. But that has been episode 43 of the Hatters Show. So until the next one, we will see you in a bit. Well, my dad will see you in a bit. I'll see you lot a bit sooner. But until that time, take care and peace.